Annyeong 여러분. And that's hello everyone in Korean. Today I'm gonna teach you how to make easy Korean kimchi. And these are all the ingredients that we need. We have Napa cabbage, salt. For the rice porridge, we have rice flour, sugar, and water. We also need radish, carrot, and for the spices and flavor, we need onion, garlic, ginger, onion leaves, fish sauce, and of course, kimchi is nothing without gochujaru. I bought this 500-gram pack from SM Supermarket for less than 300 pesos. You also need a food processor, but if you don't, you can also use a powerful blender as long as it can blend the spices together. For this recipe, I will use my Silvercrest Power Blender. To start, we need to cut and slice all the vegetables and spices. Let's start with the cabbage. You can follow the dotted line to slice it in half. Set aside the half and slice this half into two parts. Now we have 1/4 of the whole cabbage. If you want to make the traditional form of kimchi, you can stop slicing at this point. Wash and add salt in between these flaps. But since we are making easy kimchi, let's go ahead and slice everything into bite-sized pieces. Cut the pit of the cabbage found at the end to release all these beautiful flaps. And then we can start cutting them all up. You can also slice it one more time across here if you want. Follow the dotted line as a guide to slice the cabbage into small pieces. This is how it looks like after slicing. All you need to do is to slice the rest of the cabbage like this. Now that the cabbage is all sliced up, rinse it with water thoroughly, say about 2 to 3 times. When you're sure that the cabbage is clean, it's time to do the salting process. I don't have a large basin, so I'm using this container. Now, make sure to salt the cabbage generously. Repeat this whole process until all the cabbage has been salted. Adding water helps in the sweating process, so you can add a little over the cabbage. Now set your timer to 30 minutes and let your cabbage sweat. And while that's happening, I've sliced the other ingredients. I like to slice my carrots like this. You can do yours however you want. Same goes with the radish. You can have it in circles, half circle, or like this. 30 minutes is up, and now we need to move the cabbage around. Bring the ones from the bottom to the top, and the top to the bottom. Set aside for another 30 minutes. In a small pot, pour the water, add the rice flour, and mix it all together. Put it on low-medium heat and stir occasionally. After 5 minutes, it will look like this. Don't worry about some lumps, that's fine. Now add the sugar and stir until well combined. Let it simmer for 2 minutes. Turn the heat off and set aside to cool. The cabbage timer has gone off. Now it's time to move everything around again. At this point, I'd like to check if it snaps. If it does, it's not quite ready yet. So set it aside again for 30 minutes more. To blend the spices together, let's combine the ginger, garlic, onion, and the fish sauce. Since this is just a small amount, I'm going to just use this 350 ml tub for my power blender. Let's blitz this for about 5 seconds or so, or until it becomes smooth. Now it's time to make the kimchi base. The porridge has already cooled, so now we're gonna add the spices into the porridge. Make sure to scrape the sides and get all those flavor into the mixture. That will make your kimchi taste really good. And just mix until well combined. Next, we're gonna add the gochujaru. If you just want mild, you can add 1/4 cup. For me, 1/2 cup is just right. You can add more if you want. Mix it all together thoroughly. And at this point, it has now gone orange. Now add the carrots, radish, and the onion leaves. Just keep mixing until it becomes dark red. Set that aside, and just in time, the timer has gone off. Now the cabbage is ready for rinsing. Rinse the salted cabbage with water 3 times. To incorporate the cabbage and the kimchi base, sometimes I like to use foot gloves, or you can also use a ladle. Just make sure that everything is mixed well. I find that it's easier to mix everything with my hands. Now I have mixed everything together. Just giving it my last mix before transferring it to a container. We're almost done, I promise. Transfer the kimchi to a container with a lid that can be sealed tight. Mind you, it can stain your container, so you might want to use a glass container if you have one. The important thing is that you can seal it tight. Press it down to make sure that there are no air spaces. Clean the edges with the table napkin before placing the lid. It has been 12 hours since we closed this lid. You will notice bubbles on the surface, and this indicates that fermentation is happening. Press down the kimchi again to keep it soaked. As you see, the juice has become watery. That's because the cabbage still continues to sweat from the salting that we did before. Close the lid again and let it ferment for 1 to 2 days. "36 hours of fermentation, and this is how it looks like. I poked holes to let the juice come out and pressed the kimchi down to soak it even more, and really let the kimchi bathe in all the flavor. I don't like my kimchi extremely sour, so this is already good for me. If you want more sourness, just leave it for another day." That piece of kimchi ended up in my mouth. Now I'm already happy with my kimchi. We can now move this to the fridge. Thank you for watching.